Hey coaches, I'm Whitney Clayton. I'm one of the founders of Team Nation. I'm really excited about the material that we've built with Rick Stewart. We have turned his entire Pistol Wing-T system into pre-built content. It's automatic games on Team Nation. So in other words, his base formations, his standard concepts, the play cards, all of the notes and the coaching points associated with those plays, then flashcard games to illustrate how those operate, how those work with a team, how to help the kids learn how to run the plays, and then the lessons that explain the concepts behind it. All that rolls up into your leaderboard so you can see before practice ever begins who understands your system. We've started with the Pistol Wing-T. We'll go on and we'll do also his under center Wing-T system with the Delaware terminology. And then based on your interest and your response and working with the Glacier clinics, we're interested to know what are the other systems that are the most interesting to the most of you. We'll put those in as well. I'm recording this video to show you the simplest way to add Rick Stewart's material into your team. So I'm going to share my screen. You can see I'm now in the Team Nation account. This is a demo team that I created in Team Nation. I signed up the same way all of you do. I just used an email address and created a free team. On this side is my phone. That's my live phone with a bunch of apps on it. You'll see the Team Nation app there on my phone. So remember, on the one side, that's my browser. Coaches, it's like when you use Huddle. Anything that you're going to do to configure your learning material happens on your desktop computer, where you can log in through the Team Nation website, teamnationsports.com, and then pick the material or format the material that you want Team Nation's system to turn into games for you automatically. Once you have content in your team, your players over here on the app can open it up and the system turns your content into an endless number of refreshing games so that your players can learn your material on their own time, on their phone, in 90-second little digestible, bite-sized, snack-sized chunks as games. There are three pieces in your Team Nation account: your playbook, flashcard games, and lessons. What I'm showing you how to do right now is load the Rick Stewart material into your team. You'll see that we've pre-populated your playbook categories with some standard terms, gap runs, zone runs, and so forth, and with the Rick Stewart material. Here's where you get it. Up here on the library, as opposed to drawing your own play, or as opposed to importing plays that you've already drawn in Huddle, all of those can be included as well, but go to our library. Here's the Team Nation library. Here's a quick hack. Sometimes you have to hit Command or Control minus so you can see the whole screen. It just depends on how your browser is formatted. This is the Team Nation library with all 346 plays that we've drawn in that you can choose from. You're welcome to pick from anything else that we have in here, but what you want is the Rick Stewart material. Here it is. There's 22 Pistol Wing-T runs. There's 23 offensive formations. There's 10 triple options. And then coming down into the pass, there's 17 Pistol Wing-T pass plays and 11 Pistol Wing-T pass protections. I'm going to select, I'm in the library, I'm going to select first the Pistol Wing-T runs, and then I'll click them. I want all of them, so I'm going to click every single one. Once I've selected those 22 Pistol Wing-T run plays, I add them to my playbook. There, Coach, we're in our own library. Here's my demo team. Rick Stewart, Pistol Wing-T runs. I've got all 22 of those plays that came from the Team Nation library into your own library. Once they're in your own team, they're your own team's plays. So you can open one of them up. You can edit any of the players. It's a play drawing tool. You can go into the details and recategorize it so it pops up in your playbook the way you want it to. You also can go into the notes. You'll notice that Rick's son, John Stewart, who is his offensive coordinator, has loaded the team notes for each play. It's what the player needs to understand, what's actually going on. That turns into a game on Team Nation. That's all done for you for every single play, but you can edit any of that you want. You can also, when the play card is open, if you go to the details, you can change the name of it. So if you call it something different, if your terminology is something a little bit different, just change it right here, and then it's saved in your own play library. All 22 of those are now in the system. I go through that same process then in the library, picking the offensive formations, the triple option plays, the pistol wing-T passing plays, and the pistol wing-T pass protections. All of those added to your team's playbook will turn into games for your players. You can see that the playbook is now full of pre-built Rick Stewart Wing-T play cards. Many of them include the defense, they include the assignments, they include the player notes. Go into the flashcard section. I haven't pre-populated anything in this one for you. If you go to the library and go down here to Rick Stewart Pistol Wing-T, we have all of the motions. I'm adding that flashcard game. And we have the backfield formations. I'm adding that flashcard game. Out of the library, I'll refresh once. There's your team's, in this case, the demo team's flashcard library. Both of those Rick Stewart Pistol Wing-T games are in there. Of course, you can go back to the library and add anything else you want that we've pre-built. As with the play cards, open one up. Here's the motions. Here's what the game is called. Here's how the game is built. Your athletes need to identify the Liz motion. This is the Liz motion. This also describes the Liz motion. The left wing goes in front of the quarterback, and this video shows the Liz motion in action. There it goes. There's 3 correct answers for Liz motion. There's 3 correct answers for Rip motion. There's 3 correct answers for L motion, and so forth. You can see a preview on here of what the game looks like. Anything you want to edit, if you want to add a different illustration, you can add it here by pulling it out of your team's media library, or you can write a new definition. What the system will do is scramble the various answers so that it turns into a flashcard game for your players. You now have the Rick Stewart playbook loaded in your playbook. You have the Rick Stewart flashcard games in your flashcard games. In the lessons, I haven't pre-populated. Go to our library. All of these games are available for you. All of these lessons. You can add them to your team, edit, use. They're at your disposal. We're going to go specifically to the Rick Stewart Pistol Wing-T. We've included 5 lessons. I'm going to add all of them to the team. There's all 5 in my library. It's the same format. Click on one. Here's the name of the lesson, the Pistol Wing-T Triple Option Package. You'll notice that on each of these slides, the voice recording here is John Stewart. That's Rick's son, his offensive coordinator, who has described the concepts that are being taught. The triple option, description of what it is. It's like a PowerPoint builder. Here's the Army. Here's the play card. Here's Coach John Stewart's description of the concepts in these triple option plays, and so forth down to the bottom. At the end of the lesson, he's added a couple of simple questions, a handful of simple questions for just knowledge check. Who do we double team on Army? First man inside the A gap. That's the correct answer. First man past the A gap, the Marines, first man past the C gap, and so forth. What you will see when your players finish these lessons, when you click on your dashboard, is you will see both a completion score, they've taken the lesson, and you'll see a performance score. How many of the questions did they get right? If your players go through the lessons to understand the Rick Stewart Wing-T system, they then play the flashcard game so they can start to identify parts of it, and they know the plays, the formations, and the protections. When you hit the practice field, you've got a team you can work with. They know the concepts, they understand the vocabulary, and they're ready to run through it. Here's how you would share it with your players. Go to your roster, hit the edit icon, and look at the invitation code. That's the code you give your players to have them sign up for your team. It's the same encryption as is on your banking app. Anyone who has this code can sign up for your team. You can make it expire, you can deactivate it, you can generate a new code. This one's yours so you can control who's on your team. On the app, now I'm opening up the app. You'll see I'm on a lot of teams. I'm going to switch a team. I'm going to join this team. I enter the code. I join the team. Welcome to the team. That's my son. His team was using it last year for his 6th grade team. Continue to profile. There I am. 6'1", 175. Probably won't do a lot of damage on your team, but I'd be happy to suit up for you if you could use me. I continue. Here I am now in the team. So this is the demo team. You just saw set up on the desktop. All those plays you added from the Team Nation library that Rick Stewart and John Stewart drew in, they're all in here. The players can look at them. They can see all of the notes. They can study them. Players don't study, coaches. You and I know that. It's there for them. But what they'll do is they'll go right, see across the bottom, games. We've put in play cards. We've added some flashcard games. And we've added lessons. You didn't have to build them. They're all pre-built for you. But your players will then say, oh, let's check out the playbook games. There's pass section and there's run section. In the pass section, we're going to start it up. Here we go. We're learning some Wing-T. And they'll look at the play card and they have to identify which one it is. You'll see that at the top, it's keeping score and it's giving me a countdown from 60 seconds. But before I finished, it says I got 2 out of 3. I'm not done. My readiness only went up by 0.3%. I'm a little bit better on the pass plays. I want to do it again. I go back again. I can hit the pass plays again. Or I can go and start doing on the run plays. Go back to the games. Here I am on the games again. Flashcard games. They're all preloaded. I've got backfield formations. I've got Wing-T motions. Let's look at the motions. Start a game. Swipe left, swipe right. Do they match? Check it out. R motion. Is that the R motion? I think it is. I swipe it right. I'm correct. Liz motion. The right wing goes in front of the quarterback, not the Liz motion. Swipe it left. Rip motion. Watch the video. That was the rip motion. This is how I actually check my knowledge on the lesson. Which of these is a rocket motion? That one or that one? I think it's that one. I'm getting closer. Which of these is a low motion? That one or that one? I think it's that one. Correct. Quiz time. Now, what we've done is actually include the flashcard game in the lesson. At the end of the lesson, the players will actually see the full flashcard game with the play cards and with the videos embedded. Then you will see scores on your dashboard, both for the lesson and for the flashcard game. Coaches, that's how you load the Rick Stewart material into your team. We're really excited to hear what you think about it. Feel free to hit us up. Send us an email, send us a text. You can find us on the website, teamnationsports.com. I want to hear what you think about this. Enjoy. Go get them. Good luck with your season. Thanks for all you do, coaches.